Today marks the anniversary of Queen Alexandra's birth, the Danish princess who entered British history with a rare gift of turning tradition into style. Born on this day in 1844, she lived a long life filled with royal ceremonies and the love of the people, and her name still echoes alongside one of the most recognizable images of regal splendor. In the memory of millions, Alexandra is not only remembered for her flawless posture and gentle smile, but also for a particular jewel that instantly evokes her era, the diamond Kokoshnik, a tiara that became her inseparable symbol and silent witness to the grandest of moments. Not merely a crown, not just a jewel, but a sign of taste, family ties, and the great European fashion that spoke without words.
In its brilliance lies something far greater than a pattern of stones, a silhouette recognizable by its very outline, and a story that begins not with a coronation, but with a personal gesture of respect and admiration for a princess already beloved by the public. Why did this tiara earn the status of a legend? What set it apart from countless royal treasures? And how did it unite different courts, countries, and traditions in one elegant form? The answer lies in the journey this jewel undertook before finding its special place in the royal vault, and in the memory of all who have seen it in photographs or portraits. And if today we remember Alexandra, it is first and foremost because her Kokoshnik is not a closed page of history, but a living line of time, guiding us from its origins to an unexpected finale. What made it so unique?
In 1888, the Prince and Princess of Wales celebrated their silver wedding anniversary, an event that became not only a family celebration, but a nationwide festivity. In a gesture of recognition and gratitude, 365 ladies of high society came together to present Alexandra with a gift worthy of her status and popularity. Each contributed, and the collected funds were transformed into a refined masterpiece by the jewelers of Gerard, a diamond tiara in the form of a Kokoshnik. When the tiara was presented to the princess, it was a moment that could not be forgotten. The sparkling brilliance of hundreds of diamonds formed a line that was both precise and delicate, giving Alexandra an air of grandeur without overwhelming opulence. For her, this gift meant far more than mere ornamentation. Until then, she had possessed only her wedding diadem, and this new masterpiece became a true symbol of acknowledgement for her role in the life of the nation. Designed after the Russian Kokoshnik, worn by her sister Maria Feodorovna, the tiara immediately set Alexandra apart among. The Kokoshnik is not merely a word from Russian everyday life, but a symbolic element of traditional folk costume, worn for centuries by women in the northern provinces. Its tall form, with a smooth curve and a defined silhouette, gradually came to be seen not just as a piece of clothing, but as a mark of cultural heritage. When this headdress entered court fashion, master jewelers transformed its outline into a sparkling masterpiece. Kokoshniks began to be crafted from gold and precious stones, turning a folk symbol into an object of imperial brilliance. Alexandra had a direct connection to this world. Her sister, Maria Feodorovna, who married the future Emperor Alexander III, wore a luxurious diamond Kokoshnik tiara created in the finest traditions of the Russian court. This image left a lasting impression on Alexandra and became a source of inspiration. She asked the craftsmen at Garrod to recreate the familiar silhouette while infusing it. Thus, the Russian form acquired British character, and the Kokoshnik stepped beyond the confines of St. Petersburg and Moscow. Soon, similar tiaras appeared not only in England, but also in the royal collections of Sweden, Denmark, Greece, and even Monaco and Lesotho. What began as an element of Russian court attire became an international symbol of grandeur, and Alexandra played a key role in Queen Alexandra's diamond Kokoshnik truly revealed itself for the first time at one of the most significant events of the late 19th century, the wedding of her son, the Duke of York, to Princess Mary of Teck in 1893. On that day, public attention was drawn not only to the newlyweds, but also to Alexandra's appearance, whose silhouette framed by the sparkling tiara became an iconic image of the ceremony. Hundreds of graduated diamond bars created a steady brilliance that shimmered with every movement of her head, enhancing the sense of celebration and dynastic continuity. Yet the jewel did not remain unchanged. A few years later, Garrod's craftsmen made important modifications. A new self-adjusting frame was added, and some of the smallest bars were removed to give the tiara more perfect proportions. It now consisted of 61 bars and nearly 500 diamonds, making it even more harmonious and comfortable to wear. These adjustments did not alter its essence, but emphasized the core idea. The Kokoshnik was meant not only to impress, but to be a living piece of jewelry, suitable for a ball, an official ceremony, or a portrait session. For Alexandra herself, this tiara became more than a symbol of luxury. It was a personal mark of her status. She wore it at the most significant moments of family and state life, as if to underline that the Kokoshnik was not merely a gift, but part of her story, her familial ties, and her rightful place at the heart of the monarchy. After Queen Alexandra's passing, her beloved tiara continued its journey through history. It passed to her daughter-in-law, Queen Mary, who had an unmatched talent for transforming jewelry into symbols. Mary possessed an innate understanding of how a piece could shape an image, and the Kokoshnik became one of her signature statements. This is especially evident in portraits created during the 1930s. In works by Hay Wrightson and other artists, Mary appears wearing the strict crown of diamond bars, which frame her face with a delicate, shimmering outline. These images became classics of official British royal iconography, and each time viewers saw the Kokoshnik, the association with royal dignity grew even stronger. After Mary was widowed, the tiara remained with her until the end of her life, and only then did it pass to the next generation. Its heir was the young Queen Elizabeth II, standing on the threshold of her coronation. For her, Alexandra's Kokoshnik was not merely a family heirloom, but a connecting thread to her predecessors, a symbol of the female line in the monarchy, and, at the same time, a challenge: how to integrate an ancient tradition into a new, modern era. With the accession of Elizabeth II to the throne, Alexandra's Kokoshnik shone in an entirely new light. The young queen received it literally on the eve of her coronation, and within a year, the jewel became the center of attention during a grand tour of the Commonwealth countries. In 1954, Elizabeth wore the Kokoshnik for the first time at the opening of Parliament in New Zealand and shortly after in Australia. The 6-month journey became a symbol. Upon returning to London, Elizabeth did not place the Kokoshnik back in its box. It accompanied her at state banquets and meetings where the highest level of ceremony needed to be emphasized. During the 1950s and early 1960s, the tiara could be seen on visits from Sweden, Portugal, France, Denmark, the United States, Germany, and the Netherlands. Each appearance became an event as the Queen reserved the jewel only for occasions requiring a special display of tradition and grandeur. A landmark moment came with the 1959 exhibition titled The Ageless Diamond, organized by Christie's auction house. Alexandra's Kokoshnik was displayed alongside legendary gems, including the famous Cullinan diamonds. This was a recognition of its value not only as a family heirloom, but also as a masterpiece of jewelry artistry. From that point on, it was clear the Kokoshnik was not merely an ornament for grand evenings, but an iconic part of the history of the British Empire, brought out from the royal treasury only on the most exceptional occasions. In the 1960s and 1970s, Alexandra's Kokoshnik became a kind of constant companion for Elizabeth II at the most significant ceremonies. It could be seen during state visits to France, India, and Iran, at receptions in the Vatican, and throughout extended tours of Commonwealth countries. Each appearance of the jewel reminded the public that these were occasions of exceptional importance, where not only politics, but also tradition was embodied in the brilliance of royal jewels. Anniversaries held a special place. In 1977, when the nation celebrated a quarter century of her reign, the tiara once again took center stage. During ceremonial tours and parades, the Kokoshnik became a symbol of stability and continuity, linking Alexandra's era with the present. In these same years, it accompanied the Queen in Canada, Australia, Norway, and at gala concerts, emphasizing not only her status, but also respect for the countries hosting her visits. Over time, appearances became less frequent, but each one remained a striking event. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Kokoshnik was worn more rarely, yet this scarcity only enhanced its value. It appeared at ceremonial receptions for Spain, Nepal, and Norway, as well as at diplomatic evenings in London. Even on the few occasions when the Queen chose this jewel, it instantly became the focus of media attention and a symbol of the grandeur of the British monarchy, preserving its aura of exclusivity. In the 21st century, Alexandra's Kokoshnik continued to be among the jewels that Queen Elizabeth II wore only on occasions of special significance. This was equally significant were its appearances in the 2010s. The Kokoshnik shone during a state visit to South Africa, at a formal banquet in Mexico, and on rare occasions at diplomatic receptions in Buckingham Palace. Each appearance emphasized the ceremonial importance of the event, transforming an ordinary diplomatic dinner into a historical moment. A particularly notable decade was marked by the Diamond Jubilee in 2012. In the portrait created to commemorate 60 years of reign, the Queen was depicted wearing Alexandra's Kokoshnik, and this image entered history. It united past and present. A jewel gifted in the 19th century became a symbol of the monarchy's strength and resilience in the 21st. This portrayal seemed to cement the Kokoshnik's status not merely as a piece of jewelry, but as a living emblem of the entire era. After many decades during which the Kokoshnik had been closely associated with Elizabeth II, a new chapter in its history began,
With the passing of the queen, the jewel passed to the next generation and came into the care of Camilla, the wife of Charles III. For her, this diamond masterpiece became not only part of the royal collection, but also a direct reminder of the dynastic lines stretching from Alexandra through Mary and Elizabeth. Camilla first wore the Kokoshnik at a state banquet in honor of Qatar at Buckingham Palace in 2024. The brilliance of hundreds of diamonds framed her face with the same ceremonial grandeur once seen on previous queens, and the public immediately sensed that a new chapter in the tiara's story had begun. The piece looked fresh and contemporary while retaining the aura of tradition. Now the main question remains. Will Camilla wear the Kokoshnik as selectively as Elizabeth II did, or will it appear more frequently at diplomatic receptions and jubilees? Every new appearance with this jewel promises to be an event, as the public awaits the moment when the legendary tiara will once again speak through its light and history, linking past and present in a single dazzling glow. Alexandra's Kokoshnik is more than just a piece of jewelry. It is a true thread of time stretching across multiple generations of the royal family, from the Danish princess who became queen consort to Elizabeth II and now Queen Camilla. This tiara has become a symbol of dynastic continuity, linking past and present through the sparkle of diamonds. Every new appearance of a queen wearing this jewel serves as a reminder. History is not preserved in books alone. It lives here, in the glint of precious stones, in every curve of the metal, in every line of the silhouette.